Well, I guess I'll go ahead and get started. It's been almost 30 seconds. Hello, everyone, as you come in. You know, this is kind of a follow up to that rather outrageous live stream I made this morning, and there are going to be more of those, I've decided. I might even do a skit every once in a while for my pod or suppository. But I wanted to come on here and do this live stream real quick in this very nice place. I come here often to walk, think. There's a pond here, ducks, you can probably hear them. A lot of nice things here. I know it's probably hard to see my face because of the position of the sun, but I thought I'd go ahead and come on and just give kind of a real quick, if I can do a quick one, explanation of a couple of things. So, you're probably wondering why I called this video The Sad Man. It's not about me, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about me. I say a lot of harsh things about President Trump because I feel like there is no plan, okay? The plan that he had has been crushed. It's been crushed. There is no plan behind the scenes. His plan was just as I said this morning: drain the swamp, stop the wars of imperialism and regime change, stop the illegal immigration and the criminals that come into our country, try to fix the financial system, possibly do away with the Federal Reserve. You know, there were a lot of things that he talked about. That was the plan. And it's been crushed from every angle possible. I'm not saying he can't succeed. I'm saying that he has to change his tactics if he wants to succeed. The title for this video comes from a song by The Who. The actual song title is Behind Blue Eyes. And I think it's very apropos, very fitting for what I'm saying today. If you don't remember that song by The Who, go get on YouTube and listen to it. Listen to the lyrics, because if it wasn't written for Donald Trump, I don't know who it was written for. Because it represents him to a T. I want you to know that I know Trump is courageous. I know that he is competent. I know he is fearless. I know he will do the very, very best that he can, even when he can't do it. I think, you know, as harsh as many of us are on what he does and how he goes about it, I still believe that the intents of his heart are good. Or else the enemies that are arrayed against him wouldn't be there. Behind his facade, I'm not saying that he's not, he is positive. He is confident. He is capable. But when he gets on camera, in his rallies or other places, I see something else. And the first time I saw it was when he was coming down the stairs after either it was before the State of the Union or after, I'm not sure which. His first one may have been shortly after the inauguration. And he was walking all alone, and I pointed this out once before in a video that I did. He was walking all alone behind these congressional so-called leaders, etc. And I could see him walking alone, and he was alone. And he was sad, because I think he was realizing that maybe his goals that he had hoped for America might not be reachable because of all of the treason and selfishness and greed. Not saying he wasn't there at one time, but I think he saw something different, and he had hoped that he could accomplish it. I'm not saying he still can't, but what I wanted to point out was that what I see in him is a very sad and lonely man. I mean, look at who he has to help him. only his family, and even there are even some problems there, and maybe one or two or a handful outside that. That's not counting his supporters out here that want him to succeed in what he has declared that he wants to do. So, despite the sadness and loneliness that I see in him, or maybe because of that, I also want to mention his courage in the face of this evil. You can say he's Zionist, he backs Zionism. You can say he's actually somebody working with the Rothschilds or whatever. Look in his face, ladies and gentlemen, when he's not putting on a show at a rally. Now, there's something else there. So I am harsh on him. I want everybody to understand I have been. But it's because I honestly believe that despite the good that he's trying to accomplish, he can't do it without being aggressive and ruthless. He can no longer be passive and believe that his turning the other cheek and waiting for the right opportunity will allow those in Congress and in the bureaucracies and all that to finally get behind the program to right this ship that is sinking into a quagmire of leftist Marxist tyranny. I told you I'd tell you what I see. I call it as I see it. And in Trump, I see a courageous, lonely, and sad hero that is desperately trying to figure out how to save this sinking ship, and he's not getting a lot of help. So I think there are a lot of his supporters out here that'd be willing to step up to the bar, and do the job, but of course that's going to take some different tactics on his part. He's got to stop trying to fill the positions in the state, with deep state people, with New World Order people, with people that don't have his agenda, his vision in their hearts and minds. So, anyway, I just wanted to clarify that, and that's always how I feel. I want to call him to the task. I want to put his feet to the fire. I want to tell him that we're out here, and we expect him to do what he said he would do, or die trying. And we're all here for him, if that's the path he takes. But he is the sad. He is the sad and lonely man. May God bless him that he may see a way to do this. Sometimes, sir, you got to take the sword out and cut the tyrant's head off. It's not a pleasant task. It's not the best one that you want to present. But it's time to get ruthless and aggressive, or you're going to lose your vision to the reality of the tyranny of the deep state, the New World Order, and the God that they want to worship, that hides behind the artificial intelligence that man created. That's all I've got to say. Let me show you this here so you can kind of enjoy the background, okay? I'll do that much, I guess, if I could figure out how to do this. Okay, here we go. A lot of reeds, cat o' nine tails, things like that here. It's kind of quiet. I come here to think. It's not far from the mountains, as you can tell. But I wanted to come down here today, and I've got some things to do in the area here. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, go listen to that song by The Who, The Sad Man. And again, I'm not saying that President Trump isn't courageous, brave, confident, and all that. But he has to break out. He has to find a way. He's got to stop listening to people that tell him he can't do things and start listening to people that tell him he must do things. Thanks for listening. God bless you.